What is going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar, and I want to kind of say a couple of things before I actually get into the battle. There's no face cam this week because I had some unforeseen things happen to me these past couple days, and realistically, you guys don't want to see me. I just don't even ask. It's not that big of a deal, but face cam will be back next week, hopefully. So until then, just enjoy this adorable little picture of a Welsh Corgi, because Corgis are fucking adorable. But as I was saying, in my team builder, I'm facing Trav this week, owner of the North Melbourne Kangaskhans. He is bringing the Embor, Mega Audino, Slowbro, Latios, and Tyranitar, and Quillfish. I don't know if I already said Quillfish. Like I said, just don't even ask. But realistically, looking at his team, I was very disappointed. Quillfish stops my Azumarill sweep, so I'm basically not going to be able to do what I want to do with my Azumarill. I see Slowbro and Tyranitar, which I think that Tyranitar could potentially be like a defensive pursuit trapping Tyranitar, which means that my Mega Manectric and Persian won't have as good of a time Volt turning all over his team because he doesn't have an immunity to electric on his team since he didn't bring his Excadrill. But that is about it about team preview. I see Mega Audino, so I think if I do somehow take out the Quillfish, I'll be able to belly drum on that and sweep him, hopefully, but I doubt it's going to happen. So with all that being said, let's just go ahead and hop right into the game. So I actually want to start off this game by saying that Trav is probably one of the best battlers, and the fact that I wasn't able to give him the battle that I think he deserved this week is kind of disappointing to me. You'll see what I mean as the battle goes on. But I'm going to lead off with my Mega Manectric. He's going to lead off with his Tyranitar. I see Unnerve, which means that my Hidden Power Fighting, if he's uninvested in HP, is going to be doing about 85% minimum. It won't KO him, but I know for a fact he can't do anything to me because of -1 here, so no matter what, he won't be able to kill me with an Earthquake, so I just go straight up for Hidden Power Fighting, and it does about 80% or so, except he has a weakness policy, so if he clicked Earthquake right here, I lose my Mega Manectric turn 1. Luckily, he clicked Stealth Rock, so that's a very lucky portion on my part, but who would have expected weakness policy Tyranitar? So right here, I know he's going to switch out. I didn't know into what though, but he goes into his Latios as I go for the Thunderbolt, just trying to get off a little bit of chip damage on this thing, which it does about 15%, which is always nice. I'm going to go into my designated check to this, which is my Umbreon, and I'm hopefully going to be able to take a Thingamabobber, a Draco Meteor, pretty well, and Pursuit Trap him. That's really what I'm hoping for. He's going to drop the Draco, and I think this does about like 45%ish, because it brings me below half. I would already taken Stealth Rocks, that did a little, yeah, it did more than 50%, but after the -2, he won't be able to kill me, and I'm above 50%, so I'm just going to Pursuit Trap him here. I know he's going to switch out, he has to, and I'm going to get off a good chunk of damage. Now, with that, I think he has the speed investment to outspeed base 108s. Keep that in mind for later on. So he's going to go into his Mega Audino, and if I had brought Toxic Spikes with Pursuit Trap, this would be so perfect. But I'm not an asshole with Mean Look Taunt Trap, but I'm not an asshole, so I'm going to switch out here, and I'm going to go into my Reuniclus because I can set up on this thing if he decides to set up on me. That's my hope, is that he's Calm Mind Audino, and I will just set up right alongside him and have a good day. But realistically, that's never going to happen. He just sets up the Wish, which is kind of sort of depressing. And instantly, I think he's like Wish, Protect, Toxic, and Dazzling Gleam, which means I can't set up on him. He's going to go into his Tyranitar. I knew he was going to try to heal it up, but I had literally nothing I could do to hit this thing since I don't have Focus Blast. I wish I'd brought Drain Punch for it because that would have taken it out and it's more accurate, but I'm not a man. So, I mean, wait, that sounded bad. Just ignore that statement. I'm going to go into my Mega Manectric right here because I knew he would go into his Tyranitar, and he's going to get the Wish up. He's going to go back up to a lot of health. But at that range, it looks like he could die from Hidden Power Fighting, so he is going to switch out, and he is going to go into his Mega Audino. And I go for the Volt Switch right here to get a little bit of chip damage on it, gain a little bit of initiative. The only problem is now I just basically took Stealth Rocks on my Mega Manectric for no reason. Stealth Rocks don't really play a big deal this game, but it just kind of sort of sucks. I go into my Persian because I know I can taunt this thing, prevent him from setting up wishes, and healing up his Latios, which is always nice. And he does go for the Wish. He's going to switch out here, and I think he's going to go into his Tyranitar, so I just click U-turn. I have no reason to click anything but U-turn, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. He's going to get the Unnerve, blah blah blah, Life Orb, doesn't really matter. I go for the U-turn, and this does a decent chunk of health. That does like 40%. That was really nice to see. So I get to switch out of my Persian, and I get to go into my Flygon. Flygon is kind of sort of really nice for this thing because unless he has Ice Beam, he can't touch me, which I've seen weakness policy, so I doubt he has Ice Beam. I think he has Dragon Dance, Stealth Rock, and then like Crunch, maybe. I think he might be just one offensive move in Dark typing because Umbreon isn't really the biggest deal for his team. I'm just going to go for the U-turn here in case he wanted to go into his Latios or this thing. I get to see if he's Rocky Helmet, which, spoilers, he's not because I just switch right to the heck on out. And I go into my Mega Manectric because there's no way he's going to be taking a Thunderbolt unless he's Assault Vested or heavily invested in Spadef. So I figured this is the easiest way for me to just kill this thing off right now. So I go for the Thunderbolt right here, and it doesn't kill him. He's Assault Vested plus some Spadef investment, so that sucks for me. He's going to go for the Psychic, and that really hurts my Mega Manectric. It puts him down very low, which is not helpful for my team building or my way of playing around this thing at all. I do go for the Volt Switch right, or for the Thunderbolt right here, just in case he wanted to go into his Auto No. It does a decent chunk of damage, and I can hopefully 2-hit KO it, but he lives on 4 HP, so yeah, that's always fun. He got the roll, which sucks. I mean, it might not have actually been a roll, because later on, you'll see. But he goes for the Wish Protect, gets back up to a full amount of health, and I wanted to scout and see if he had Protect, so I kept going for Thunderbolts. And right now I'm just going to go for the Volt Switch because I have really no reason to not to stay in here. He's going to Wish up again, and he can Wish Stall me to crazy with my PP, which sucks asshole. So right here I'm going to go into my Azumarill. I need to force him out of doing Wish Protect. I need to force in something that is not Mega Audino. I need to force in something like Quillfish and like Suicide myself so that way I can gain back into control of this match like I was in the first couple turns. But I go for the Waterfall right here as he Wish Protects. Gets back up to a lot of fucking health, which is not good. I do not like that. I do not like that at all. And right here, I make a misplay and I Belly Drum. What I should have done right here was Knock Off, just because I knew he was going to switch out. But, you know, I wasn't in the right mindset, honestly. But I go for the Aqua Jet right here, just in case it kills him, but, you know, it doesn't, so that sucks. Like, in case he was, like, offensive or something, it would have killed him, but he goes for the Destiny Bond right here. I knew it was coming, so I'm just gonna sack off my Azumarill here, which, you know, in hindsight, was probably not the best play. I realize this, but, I mean, Azumarill probably still could have done a lot to, like, Aqua Jetting the Emboar and the Tyranitar and knocking off the Slowbro and things like that, but I couldn't Belly Drum up again, so that means I wouldn't be able to do a whole lot, and I couldn't live any more hits, so I figured that it was just best if I take something out of his and then I gain a little bit of momentum. Unluckily for me, he goes into the one thing that I didn't want him to go into, which was his Latios, so if I had gone into basically anything else, I'd be fine. Like if I had gone into my Persian, I'd be absolutely fine, but right here, I go into my Umbreon, and he is going to trick me, which everything that I used in the beginning of the match to gain momentum is just getting completely thrown to shit. It's just, it sucks. So now, this Umbreon is Choice Scarfed, won't outspeed anything because Umbreon is slow as balls, but right here, I think he's going to switch out. He stays in, and he goes for a Draco Meteor. If he had the HP investment to outspeed base 108s, which is my Infernape, this Pursuit kills him, which is important. So, I go for the Pursuit here, and he lives on 3 HP, 2 HP, something like that. So it turns out he didn't speed creep my Infernape. He sped crept base 100s, which sucks asshole. And he's going to go for another Draco Meteor and take out my Umbreon, which really sucks because I think at Choice Scarf I might be able to outspeed Emboar, which would be nice to foul play that thing. But, you know, win some, you lose some. So now he is at -4 special attack, and right here I think I make another misplay and I go into my Persian. I think I should have gone into basically anything but this, but whatever. So I go into Persian, and I'm just going to click U-turn. If he goes into anything, really, I get initiative, and it takes a decent amount of chip damage. He goes into Mega Autono. This U-turn is actually going to do about 10%, which is 4-5%, which is nice. Because this now means he is in range of Thunderbolts. This means he's in range of 2 Thunderbolts from my Thingamabobber. But what I can't do is I can't let him wish up, so I have to go into my Reuniclus, and I have to bring back in T-Tar, and then I have to pull a double into my Mega Manectric. But I was stupid, and I went for Calm Mind, so I wish I had Drain Punch. Big misprep on my part, not going for Crunch. Right here I should have sacked off Reuniclus, but instead I sack off my Persian. I say I should sack off my Reuniclus because if I had saved Persian, I would still have Fake Out priority, I would still be able to outspeed Latios, I would still be able to outspeed Emboar and get a good chunk off of it on Fake Out. I'd be able to knock off the Slowbro. I'd be able to do a lot of things with that Persian, but I sacked it off and saved a wall instead, which was a massive misplay. So I just started making a bunch of misplays late game. Honestly, I really did. I made terrible plays, and I go into my Mega Manectric after I sack off my Persian, which is probably the biggest regret I have of the game, even over the Belly Drum Azumarill. And I'm just going to go for a Thunderbolt here because it kills the Latios if it comes in. It 2 KOs the Mega Autono thing. It kills the Tyranitar. It kills a lot of stuff, so that was important. So he goes into his Emboar. I'm expecting Sucker Punch 110%, so I'm not even going to Volt Switch because I don't want to lose my Mega Manectric, because right now that's my only win condition I have is my Mega Manectric is coming in late game and sweeping with Thunderbolts, but he goes for Flame Charge. So I could have Volt Switched out, got some good damage off on this thing, and been happy, but instead I'm dumb. So right here, I do not die from an HP Ice no matter what, unless he's like Max Special Attack Life Orb, so I can live this thing. I should have clicked U-turn, expecting him to switch out, but instead I clicked Earthquake. He goes into his Latios, and right there I lost the game. 110%, he just totally read my move and outplayed me, and that made me lose the game. Because now I don't have a switch into this thing, I don't have basically anything that wants to take this thing on, so that really sucks. Really sucks for me, so I'm going to try to take this thing on with my Reuniclus, and I just don't. He's going to go for a Draco, and it does a shit ton of damage, but yep, it sucks, but it's whatever. So right here, I have to make a play to try to get back in the game. I know I lose at this point in time, but I need to try to make plays to come back. I am at 90 some odd HP, 91 HP. This Draco Meteor does not kill me, so I switch out. He stays in. I go into my Flygon expecting him to switch into anything, because anything this thing can take on aside from the Mega Autono, but he stays in and goes for a Draco Meteor. The one thing that messed up the entire game. There were so many plays here that I could have come back, but Trav just... I don't know if he was expecting that to kill, or if he expected me to switch into Flygon, but either way it worked out for him, and it just really messed me up, so that really sucks. And right here is going to go for the Luster Purge, which is really cool. Honestly, I'm completely fine that he has Luster Purge. I think that's awesome. You never get to see that move used, even though the animation is very disappointing for it, so that sucks, but like I said, it's whatever. So now I'm going to go into my Mega Manectric, go for a Thunderbolt. It does not kill him. I lose no matter what. I've accepted this fact. I'm just kind of sort of wanting to get this game over with, honestly. I don't know. This game was the hardest game that I've ever had to prep for because of his team, and it just goes to show that I just didn't play the way I should have or prep the way I should have, in my opinion. So I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt. It is a 2-hit KO on this Mega Autono because he's at less health than what he was beforehand. And yeah. So I take out the Mega Autono, which is really cool, I guess, somewhat. Yep. And now he's going to go into this thing. I'm like, well, if he has Sucker Punch, he's going to reveal it now and kill me. He doesn't have Sucker Punch, and I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt. So we'll do about 80%. It does a little bit less than that, so it turns out that he has HP investment. Some, not a whole lot, though. He's going to go for the Flame Charge and kill me, and I was really worried that this was going to be a sweep because my Reuniclus cannot take a Flare Blitz from the range it's at, so whatever. So he goes for the Wild Charge instead of Flare Blitz, showing me that he does not have Flare Blitz. Luckily, I did make the right move here, and I clicked Recover, just in case I wanted to try to take on the rest of his team with this thing. Spoilers, I can't because I don't have something to hit the Tyranitar. But yeah, so right here I'm going to get a little bit more Leftovers recovery, and I'm going to go for the, he's going to go for the Wild Charge. I just go for the Side Shock here and kill this thing. Realistically, I don't need to drag this battle on. I cannot win it. I cannot kill the Tyranitar whatsoever. So I just go for the Shadow Ball here and kill it. In case he wanted to go into something and I could get the Spadef drop maybe. Who knows? But yeah. So right here he's going to go into his Tyranitar. And that is the game. There were a couple of key points in the game where I could have come back, but I just didn't because Trav outplayed me. I also think that he's gonna, yeah, obviously Crunch is gonna kill me, so yeah. And that is the game. We lose 2-0. So like I was saying, there were a couple points in time in the game where I could have come back. There were a couple points in time in the game that if I had made the proper plays, I could have come back. But like, for example, I should have sacked off my Reuniclus, I should have saved my Persian, I shouldn't have gone into my Flygon, but the Draco Meteor didn't kill me. So it, like, no matter what, it wouldn't have killed me. Even if he was modest, it wouldn't have killed me. It would have done a max of 87 points of health. It just, I don't know. Going for the Earthquake on the Ember was very foolish of me, realistically. Knowing I could have lived anything, I don't know. It was just dumb, but I didn't play this game the way I should have. I realized that. It wasn't my best game, but it was a 2-0 loss, so I'm not too disappointed about it. It was still a really fun game. The things that I wanted to do still, in my opinion, did them for the most part. The defensive Flygon scared Ember from going ahead and just sweeping my entire team with Choice Scarf or Banded Flare Blitz or Life Orb Flare Blitz. I pursuit trapped Latios with Umbreon, which is always fun. Azumarill didn't do what I wanted it to do, but that was... Honestly, I think it was a combination of me being desperate to change up the way the match was going and me thinking that I could rely on Mega Manectric and Persian a little bit more. When I sacked off Persian, I realized I'd fucked up. That was the moment when he knew he fucked up, but yep. And then Mega Manectric just was the shit this match. I'm really happy with it. Ultimately, I think this game was more of a learning experience. I think that this game was more of a... It was more of getting to know my team. I now know how to use Umbreon. Like, I've never used Umbreon in League format before. I now am more comfortable with Persian and Mega Manectric, so I'm not scared to use them in different ways, which is always nice. And I figured out that I've always said in League format, belly drum sweeping, swords dance sweeping, that's not my playstyle. That's not how I do things. So it just goes to show that I shouldn't go against what I'm most comfortable with. So I think I just need to go back to the way I played in the first game, which was safe and the way I'm comfortable, and not just going with what I think would be the coolest. So ultimately, this game was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun, Trav. Thank you for the game. It was, compared to our last game that we had, he was sitting in my shoes. We are now 1-1 in league battles in total, which is really cool. But he was sitting in my shoes. He thought that he didn't give me the game I deserved. I think I didn't give him the game he deserved this week. So hopefully next season, it'll be a much better game and we'll both be satisfied with it. But I had a lot of fun. I'm just a little frustrated with the way I played. But, you know, real life stuff can sometimes really affect with the way you play. But whatever, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please make sure you leave a like. Also, go check out Trav. He's an awesome dude. He's an awesome battler. He has some really cool team builders too, so make sure you guys go check him out. I would greatly appreciate if you go check him out for me. If you guys could actually go over to his channel, get him to 100 subs, that would make me happy as fuck, because Trav's a really good friend of mine. I love him to death. He's a really cool dude. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!